Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Happy Emancipation Day. We are following the ongoing demolition at the Bournefield area on St. Thomas, where a commotion continues. Yesterday, residents were in an uproar when VI Port Authority sent a demolition team. The team was ordered to dig out a couple of abandoned houses and to clear some slabs or leftover material from housing units that were previously knocked down. Although these units are uninhabited, Bournefield residents are still protesting, with complaints varying from lack of notification by Port Authority to a defense of the historic value of the old housing units.
The reason why we don't want them knocked down, because if they could pay $40,000 to the gentleman that is knocking down these houses, if they could pay $40,000 as stated on the permit to get these things knocked down, they can fix it. These buildings are fixable. They are fixable, but they don't want to spend that kind of money to repair it, but they would spend that kind of money to tear it down. The legislative floor has had access or have seen nothing giving them the go-ahead to do this. They don't.
Now be sure to count on 2 to keep you updated. Some St. Croix residents gathered early Wednesday morning for the 12th annual Fort to Fort walk led by Senator Terrence Nelson. The group made their way from the fort in Christiansted to the fort in Frederiksted in recognition of Emancipation Day. News 2's Erica Parsons has more on that story.
Just before daybreak, dozens of walkers gathered in solemn remembrance at Fort Christiansvern before making the 15-mile trek to Fort Frederick. It was a path journeyed more than a century ago by their ancestors.
When I realized that our ancestors at the time walked to demand their freedom against chattel slavery right here in walk along Queen Mary Highway, as someone in the field of labor, as president of Virgin Islands Labor Union, I felt it necessary to uphold reverence for the day and a reenactment which was more than just a play out, but actually a symbolic walk as they walk from east to west.
For the last 12 years, Senator Terrence Nelson has organized the walk that draws repeat participants and first-timers.
Tired, exhausted, but worth it. More than just the exercise, the commemoration, the meaning of what our ancestors went through for us. I really appreciate it. And I brought my nephew with us, who this was his experience, and it really was meaningful to us.
Freedom is a must, you know, we get something we free, we getting close, but freedom is a must, and that's the main reason. Secondly, walking is my hobby as a marathon walker, me and my friends.
Like many government agencies, the staff of Frederiksted Healthcare has embarked on a wellness initiative. They donated several pedometers to track each step of the way.
A few days ago, we heard Senator Nelson on the TV stating that he didn't have one of the pedometers. So we decided to make a gift to him. We gave him a couple, and we said we would participate in the march with him this year. So several of us, about 12 of us, came out and did the march, and we made it the whole way from fort to fort.
And as each walker arrived, they touched the gates of Fort Frederick, as they had done at Fort Christiansvern, to symbolize their freedom.
It's not the same type of oppression, but oppression regardless is happening, and there are vices holding us. It may not be slavery, but it's economic vices, it's domestic vices, it's sometimes it's oppression at the job, sometimes it's oppression from poverty, from sickness, and I'm just encouraging people to use this day as a day to liberate themselves by proclaiming their freedom from these vices.
Erica Parsons, News 2.
Now, the Fort to Fort walk started at 5 a.m. Wednesday. Early walkers arrived in Frederiksted in just under 4 hours. The last walkers made the trek in just over 5 hours. Meanwhile, students from the Police Athletic League's summer program took an Emancipation Day bike ride Wednesday. PALS Center Coordinator Reinhold Jackson said he was surprised Tuesday when many of the students said they didn't know the history behind Emancipation Day.
Probably in some school they teach it and some they don't, but at that particular 60 to 70 boys and girls, hey, only about 3 or 4 knew about it. We got a young man to write a little speech to present it and want to blow the conch shells, so we pretend that is our Emancipation Day, so they have an idea of what it is. We start from the Police Athletic League camp in Wim. We come to the Border Park. Then we go down by the Butler's Bay just to watch the ocean and how beautiful St. Croix is. And then they're going to wet themselves in their clothes so they will know that it's uncomfortable. And that helps them to understand that in everything in life is roses. You know, there's rough times in life, and I wanted to see the rough part of life. So they don't just duck themselves in water, come back out, and they're going to ride wet. So they know that ain't everything is easy.
Music, storytelling, poetry, and we can't forget the sounds of drums fill the air at the Emancipation Commemorative Celebration on Tuesday. Students from the university-bound program made presentations on what they feel is significant about the emancipation, and the commemorative speaker also gave a very interesting rendition on how our ancestors made it to the Virgin Islands. Let's take a listen.
Virgin Islands consists of 4 islands: St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, and Water Island. St. Croix is the largest and richest 84 square miles. The Virgin Islands has many cultural and historical activities that take place throughout the year. From the carnivals, mango ballet, agricultural film, Emancipation Day, Ball and Bread, and many, many more, too numerous to mention.
The day was July 3rd, 1843. Governor Shelton probably expected a brighter day. The sun shone, the work is well, but history was well underway. Regular footsteps turned into a syncopated march. Indistinct chatter turned into loud, monstrous yelling. 300,000 or more people filled Frederick's town. History was unraveling.
No rock can torture me, my soul's at liberty, but hold this mortal bone, there is a bolder one. You cannot hurt me with a song, nor rend with a Asian sword. 2 bodies before me, blind one and good, and one will flee.
Was desolate because the economy was broke, because they didn't have no money, they didn't have a lot of food. They wanted to find ways to the rich and the east. They decided to bring our ancestors in.
Well, on St. Thomas, the Emancipation Day Coalition held a celebration at Emancipation Garden focused on the theme, when will emancipation translate into self-determination? We'll turn our attention overseas. There is turmoil in Egypt after a military deadline for Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi to give up some power or step down has come and gone. But the president has not left office. People are flooding the streets in Egypt, waiting to see what happens next. Danielle Nottingham has the latest from Washington.
Thousands of anti-government protesters filled Egypt's Tahrir Square as the army's deadline for President Mohamed Morsi to share power or face a military takeover expired. But Wednesday, Morsi refused to step down. Earlier in the day, army and pro-reform leaders held emergency meetings behind closed doors, reportedly to talk about a new political roadmap for the country. Morsi supporters also gathered in Cairo. Both sides have said they'd give their lives to get what they want. During a TV address Tuesday night, Egypt's first democratically elected president said the price of legitimacy is his life. Muslim Brotherhood leaders say they are ready to back their president.
When we say that we will stand between the tanks and the president, that means we will sacrifice ourselves as a human shield to protect the legitimacy of the will of the Egyptian people.
Over the past few days, President Obama has been speaking with Morsi. The White House says the administration supports the democratic process and urges all sides to remain peaceful and address the concerns of the Egyptian people.
We have been clear in not taking sides in this case, and certainly supporting the efforts of the opposition, of others to peacefully protest.
As tensions rise, the Egyptian military is deploying soldiers. The army has even stationed officers inside the country's state TV station. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, the White House.
And keeping our eye on the economy, the markets closed early ahead of the July 4th holiday. The government says 5,000 fewer Americans filed for unemployment benefits last week. The 2 positive reports come before Friday's monthly jobs report from the Labor Department. And it's a busy day at the nation's grocery stores as Americans load up for July 4th barbecues. An industry group says Americans will buy more than 800 million pounds of chicken, red meat, and pork. this week. Hot dogs are one of the most popular items. More than 150 million are expected to be eaten over the holiday weekend. This is the New York Stock Exchange with Scotiabank Stock Market Watch. Everything up. The Dow 56, NASDAQ 10, S&P 1. Coming up on News 2. Heading to Love City, we'll have the music lineup as many warm up for Juve, plus the sights and sounds from Frettsville, the St. John Festival Village. We'll be right back. The 2013 St. John Festival Fund is drawing to a close, but not just yet. At Cruz Bay in St. John, the festival village, named Fret's Village, after village honoree Stedwin Fret, is in full swing. For those of us who haven't been there, News 2's April Knight shares a peek into the St. John Village scene.
During the day, this is what the St. John Festival Village looks like. A few stragglers come to look around or get food from food stalls that open early. But at nightfall, it's a completely different story. The lights go up, more bodies start pouring in, and the night's musical highlights begin. Local bands like the Rising Star Steel Pan Orchestra regale the audience with strains of steel pan music. On the side, you'll see locals and tourists dancing to the music, and entire families bonding under the stars. The vendors are also having a blast. Good business needs more people, and the food stalls draw in everyone they can with the aroma of Johnny cakes, pate, and other local cuisine.
We are very good on the patties. We have saltfish, chicken, turkey, can, all kinds. It's a cultural thing where people come from everywhere to get together, have fun.
But above all, safety is important. And according to local police officers patrolling the beat, village goers have done nothing so far but have safe, harmless fun.
Oh, they've been enjoying themselves, having a blast. Peaceful, enjoyable, a little bit of weather, but it's okay.
We're here to protect and serve, so we make sure our citizens are always safe at all times.
The Steel Pan Band brings the party to the streets, and the crowd follows, strutting their way along. But for many village goers who traveled from the next island or from halfway around the world, this doesn't mean the night is over. The village has more to offer, and the party has just begun.
The festival party continues here at Love City, St. John, and if you want to be part of the action, the village is the place to be. Bringing you the St. John Festival, I'm April Knight for News 2.
And the live music continues tonight with Spectrum Band, Kess the Band, Small Acts. Now, many consider it a warm-up because at 4 a.m., Thursday, July 4th, it's Juve time. And then it's the festival parade at 11 a.m. in Cruz Bay. Thursday night, it's the Are We Cool Sessions Brass Roy Cape and Blacks featuring Benji, Denise Belfont, and Patrice Roberts, all at the village. The fireworks light up the skies during the fireworks display, and that's at 9 p.m. at the Cruz Bay Harbor. The Festival and Cultural Organization of St. John says planning for the annual celebration is a lot of work, but always, always worth it. Well, the next First Friday, it's a business expo. It's scheduled for Friday, July 5th at the Deli Deck. That's from 5 to 9 p.m. in Havenside. This fundraiser will help fund the government employees' retirement system of the Virgin Islands Scholarship Fund. Some of the newest participants stopped by to talk about why they signed up.
I think it's a great opportunity for new entrepreneurs and businesses in St. Thomas to get to know each other, network with each other, make contacts, and try and promote each other's businesses. I think it's a great idea for other people to come out, participate in the raffle, win some great prizes that are given away by the sponsors, and just have a good time.
I've attended one First Friday, which was pretty awesome. It was a great experience, and what it did for us, it has literally catapulted us into a new atmosphere where I am totally booked.
A lot of fun. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.